Good morning, traders. Matrix here, chat room moderator of BRT, and it's October 2nd. Here we have another episode of Technical Tuesday. I basically want to go over a few trades that I took today, especially the one on Facebook because a member of ours asked about it. And this trade, the reason why I call it Technical Tuesday is this trade was simply based on technical analysis alone. Okay, so on my screen here, you'll see all the tickets I took for the day. I'm green on the day, and I only took a couple trades on. I took one trade on Facebook. Okay, so which is this one, and this one. It's one trade is a short sell, a small size at 9.55. So let's take a look at the Facebook chart. In the morning, I was playing SFIX over here, so I wasn't really paying attention to Facebook. However, Facebook was on my radar. And as I was trading SFIX and we were watching this, I saw Facebook make a low high. It basically ripped on the day, dumped, and we totally missed this whole move. It got back up, and this was the first lower high. And this is when I first drawn the trend line, this purple trend line here, all right? So this is when I started drawing the trend line. My first trade was at 9.55.58, so 9.56. So let's take a look at that. This candle right here. So I saw this stock downtrending and making lower highs. So basically my idea was to short it. And I was waiting for a chance to get short. As I was watching it come down here, I really wanted to take the short, but in hindsight though, we never want to chase a stock, right? So I don't like shorting weakness. I rather short into strength. So that's why I took it at around this area on this green candle. Actually, if I took it at 9.55.58, I still chased it a little bit, but then my risk was a little bit above this area right here. So I'm going to mark it off here. Okay. Something like that. Mark it off red. Okay. So my risk was a little bit above this red line as I see it snap down and through the 161, which is a key psychological whole number. This is where I started paying attention to it. Okay. And then when I saw this candle pop up, I was thinking, okay, I have the VWAP, which is the green indicator here. I have the 50 EMA, which is the orange line I have here, the moving average. I'm thinking we have a downtrend. We have a price action that's under the VWAP and the 50 EMA, helping the cause of holding the stock down. Okay, so why not take it and risk a little bit above these two indicators, as well as the previous psychological whole number, right? So my risk was about 30 cents. 25, 30 cents. And on Facebook, 25, 30 cents, that's not really a big deal because the stock moves in dollars, right? So I basically took it short, and we were watching this hold down. This is kind of like a VWAP tag, right? And the VWAP and the 50 EMA is very important. It works very well as you can see, the VWAP tagged here, VWAP tagged here, right? It came back and through. I would not take a trade here just because we're so far off from the highs, and I would just watch it. But once this happened, I know the trade is about to come, right? Because we formed a lower high. So I was basically shorting and holding and risking a little bit above the VWAP and and the 50 EMA. So my first cover came at 160.53, 10.04. So that would be here when it made a doji. It's my first cover. Now, there's a reason why I covered it here, because we're looking at psychological mark again, right? We are at the $half mark. So a nice cover here for a small, but nonetheless 1-to-1, which is usually not that great. It's about 30 cents. What was my average? Yeah, about 30 cents, which was not that great because my risk was about 30 cents. I was risking something like that, right? And 1-to-1, but I saw that we were basing here previously, so I took it off. It had a little trouble breaking through, so I took it off. I paid myself here, and I set a break even, and basically just held this thing until 10-12. So 10-12, which was here. Okay, when the stock starts reversing. Okay, so we held this trend line down, and then eventually it broke out. So I was watching this as well, right? I was watching this trend as well, and I covered as this stock broke trend on this candle. Okay. Now, did I actually need to cover? Not really. Not really, because I've already paid myself previously, right? I didn't really have to cover here. I paid myself here already. I could have set a stop loss right at break even where my entry is, right? I didn't have to cover here as at all, but the stock did snap its or break out of its prior mini downtrend, so I just took it off and just take my money. However, if you were to take this trade again, or if I were to take this trade again, sure, I'll just hold it, right? And then look at what we got after. Right. It came all the way down here. And I think even some more too. So, whoop. Sorry, scroll back. Yeah, I think it even came down some more too, but the reason why I took it off here as well was probably because it was a psychological whole number of 160. Yeah. And this is where the stock started bouncing, right? And I'm thinking, okay, it might reverse here at 160. It's a key psychological whole number. On the 160 side, on the daily chart, let's mark that off. Right. On the 160 on the daily chart, I mean, you see there's a lot of support here, 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 here. So could the stock have snapped 160? I don't know. But all I know is I want to pay myself just in case the stock starts reversing. So I don't think I was actually wrong in covering here, because it could and would have reversed on me if I hadn't. So there was a case to cover it, and that's my trade on Facebook. The technical side of things, why this is Technical Tuesday, it's basically the stock made a lower high, rejected the VWAP and the 50 MA. We had nice resistance with these moving averages helping with the cause. So basically, that was the trade for me. All right. We could also look at SFIX here. I mean, this is a big money play. This is basically what paid my bills today. All right. So SFIX, I took the trade right out the gates on this candle. Okay. And there's a reason why I took it. And it's all from pre-market and after hours last night. So let's take a look at after hours. This is basically an earnings reaction. SFIX announced earnings last night and after hours, and it had a really bad reaction, and it went onto my watch list. So this morning I was watching it, and I already marked off 35 because 35 was where it bounced yesterday. It's first of all a psychological whole number, and it's where prior support is. Okay, so 35 I already marked off, and this morning as I was watching it, pre-market, it from here it started dumping, right? From the 925 area, it started dumping and it finally snapped. So right out the open, it snapped at this candle, 928. So right out of the open, I'm thinking, okay, prior support now becomes resistance. It snapped pre-market. I'm just gonna take it and risk the 35 over-unders, right? By means of over-unders, I'm not gonna stop out right at 35. I'm gonna stop out a little bit over under 35. A little bit over 35, right? Anticipating 35 to chop around a little bit. Okay, so I basically just took it as soon as I possibly can, 11 seconds in, and this thing straight dump and got to a low of 34.17. When I see this dump like that and I'm taking big size, I am taking my money right away. I don't care how much the stock move. If I see the first flush, I am taking it as a scalp, because at the open you are basically trading the emotional side of things, and both bulls and bears come in at the same time, right? So if a trade is going in your favor within the first 5 minutes of the trade, you should always pay yourself and take the money, right? Because at the end of the day, as a day trader, we should be looking more on the bigger picture. So once I paid myself here, sure enough, the stock ripped back up a little bit, more like a retrace, right? And again, here, Technical Tuesday, we have a key rejection of the VWAP and a psychological whole number of 35. So we can make it a case to take the short once again, risking a little bit above 35, and this would be a prime ideal entry. I didn't take it. I took it at 931.05. So where did I take it again? Wow, I took it some more. Yeah. Okay, so first candle, it dumped. I paid myself. When it came back into this VWAP here, I took it here. Okay. I took it here, risking 35 again, because I saw this wick form, and I basically just held it to the next third minute. I held it up to here. I'm thinking, okay, it's still basing, and this candle closed pretty strong, so I just took it off. Next trade, we have 937. This is a chase. Yeah, 937.10. Take a look here. Yeah, this is a chase. Ideally, this would be the proper trade. When this candle dumped and got under on this red candle, 935, this would be a proper entry. I didn't take it, and I waited and I hesitated, and I saw this bounce back, and I saw this wick again coming in. So I was thinking, okay, take it now, risk the VWAP, take it, and I shorted it, and yeah, just basically wrote this thing down, man. I took multiple entries on it, but on the technical side of things, it would be the 35 area, I would say, the key psychological whole number, as we see how 35 reacted after hours yesterday, pre-market here as well. It made like a little horizontal line, support, finally snapped. So I took it out the gates, right? And this is a technical analysis 101. Prior support now becomes resistance. It snaps, use it. And then we have the VWAP again, use it. Ideally, if you were to take this trade here, you should have been risking the prior high. So around here or here. This is actually, this here would be the ideal would be the ideal risk, right? So where is this? A whole dollar? I wasn't gonna risk a whole dollar on it, so I took a really small risk area, and I could have potentially got chopped out, but in this case, it worked out in my favor. So that's Technical Tuesday. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Put a comment in. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Cheers.